I've got the looks and the charm of an old movie star. Cary Grant, if you will, so I find it bizarre that this girl should refuse to step into my car. She must be shy, she'll come around, it's just a matter of time. Aurora, Aurora.
Hey there, all you screeners, schemers, and media dreamers. Welcome to Screen Snark, a podcast that celebrates all the shows that are in our eyes, on our minds, and in our hearts. I am Rachel Quirky Shank.
And I am Matt A.K. Stormageddon.
And that was fucking Buckwild. It was a lot
Hey, I
to
like
say.
the new intro.
There you go. Just made it up 2 seconds before we rolled, you know? I'm here for that.
I mean, of the two of us, only one of us has improv training, and it is not me.
It is me. I did it. I paid a lot of money for that, so I better use it for podcasts, I guess. How are you today, Matt Storm?
I am doing well. I am exhausted, but other than that, I am doing quite well.
Love it, love it. I am already prepared to sweat to death in my room. It is warm, and as I said last week, if I get pissy, just know it's because I'm triggered. Hashtag
That's fair.
Heat triggered. But you know, before we melt today, I would be delighted to introduce our guest.
Hi, it's Nate.
I was waiting for Matt to be like, okay, go ahead. But it's okay.
I just assumed you were going to go right into it.
I just, you know what, I was asking for some consent, you know, it's fine. I just want to, like,
key.
some enthusiastic, like, hell yeah, who we got today?
Oh, man, please do introduce our guest.
Yeah! I'm going to make you work that much harder now that you've exposed your weakness to me, Matt Storm, that you're tired.
Yeah,
I'm wired. It's fine. Everyone out there in the listening sphere, the wonderful and terrible place of the internet, I'm delighted to have on our show this week a fella who keeps me fed emotionally and physically. My favorite French alpaca, the chef himself, Chef Nate Ketron. Chef Nate Ketron. I got it.
We'll fix it.
Second time's a charm.
Ever said your name out loud.
No.
Like,
I don't
not
think
your last
so.
name. I've only ever read it. So there it was.
There
That's
you go,
fun.
yeah.
I also don't know how to pronounce Austin's last name most of the time. I'm like, is it rhyme with Jason? Or is it Chazen?
Chazon.
I don't know. No one ever announces their last names in our friend group.
It's true.
Well, maybe you have to instill a rule now going forward that everyone, in order to be in the friend group, has to announce their names.
I guess so. That's fine. Anyway, Nate, welcome to the show. It's so good to have you here.
It's great to be on the show. Glad I could make it.
Yeah.
I always love when we have guests who are outside the sphere of direct media,
Isn't it fun?
just because the conversations are always more interesting. Like when we had Austin on.
What's a chef gonna have to say about like shows and stuff? You know, like what's the focus? Like where are you coming from? Like
I just like good TV. You know?
There it is.
There it is.
Like all normal human beings, chefs like television and movies too.
I mean, I do like.
You learn
Who
something.
knew?
Do like watching like food preparation videos and stuff like that.
But everybody likes that.
It's true.
Are you kidding me? I live for cooking reality shows. Nailed it? Come on. There was one called Sugar Rush, and it was like...
Don't know that one.
Oh, it was on Netflix. It might still be on Netflix, but the whole premise is you're given so much time. Like, everybody's given, like, 4 hours.
Okay.
Over the whole course of the thing. And you have 3 rounds, and every bit of time you use in each round is used up. So, like, if you take 2 hours on your cupcakes, you only have 2 hours on, like, your cake.
That's intense.
It's awesome. It's called Sugar Rush, and it is anxiety-inducing and amazing, and the confections are mwah.
I was going to say, I already have stress dreams about this now.
Yeah, just like you're using up your time. And I think there were bonuses if you, like, came in first in the first round. You got, like, time tacked on again. Yeah. There's a lot of rules. It was really cute. There was also the one called The Final Table.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. The coworker of mine recommended that one.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we can talk more about that later. Matt Storm, what?
Hi.
What did you...
Sorry,
I got very excited about cooking shows.
So I was very quiet because I don't watch a lot of cooking shows.
Yeah.
Not because I don't like them. It's just they're not something I like go out of my way to watch.
Yeah.
If one's on, I'll watch them. I actually am quite fond of Gordon Ramsay, and I like his shows. But I mostly like when he's not yelling because he's actually a good human those times.
Like when he's with kids.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, his kid. Yeah, like the kids, the Chef Junior or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's one of my faves that I've seen. But going back to what I've seen most recently.
I was just going to say, if you take a minute to just go on YouTube and look up someone cut together Gordon Ramsay from Hell's Kitchen and the footage from MasterChef Junior, and it's just him yelling at children. And it's
Oh,
amazing.
man.
And I recommend it to anyone and everyone.
That sounds very delightful. Oh.
I'll definitely have to find that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
I've
me
been
in the
watching a lot of different
darkness.
things lately.
Yeah?
Catching up on some old stuff.
Very cool,
But
very cool.
the most recent movie I saw is what I'll talk about because it's the one I want to talk about the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a movie I'd been hearing about for a while.
Okay.
And I hadn't. Now I'm wondering if I've talked about this already. Have I talked about Tag on the podcast yet?
No.
Okay, excellent. I had a brain fart for a moment. I think just because I've been bragging about it on the social meds, as they're
No.
called.
I
Nobody
think
calls them that.
Last week you had
John Wick,
John Wick.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, you didn't talk about Tag. You talked about my
So-
favorite boy, Keanu Reeves.
I did.
best
But
boy.
The best boy.
the most recent movie I saw was the comedy Tag,
Mm-hmm.
starring Jeremy Renner, John Hamm,
Hannibal Buress.
the gentleman from New Girl, whose name I'm blanking on, who also played Peter B. Parker.
Jake
Him,
something.
that guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna bother
That's
me.
gonna be in the internet's screaming at us right now.
Oh,
you can look
so
it up
screaming.
If you, want
I'm gonna look it up.
if you
It's
need to,
gonna bother
Nate.
me.
I just don't. I let my brain just. I just let my mind become a complete blank while doing Screen Snark. It's fine.
Oh no, I won't be able. Jake Johnson.
Jake
I didn't
Johnson.
even need to look it
Johnson.
up.
There we go.
Not to be confused with Jack Johnson of Banana Pancakes fame.
Right.
Word associations.
But yeah, so I watched Tag finally. It's on HBO.
Okay.
And so I was watching it a few weeks back, and it's a comedy I'd heard about for a while. It's based on a real group of guys who have been playing the same game of tag for 30 years
Damn.
in the month of May, and it was phenomenal. I mean, for one, it was just genuinely a funny movie that I enjoyed watching. The supporting cast was really great too. Rashida Jones was in it. Like, it explores the dynamic of these 5 friends. Not Hannibal Buress. Damn it, I'm blanking on actors' names now, and I don't know why. But
It's
anyway,
okay. It's hot.
It's a group of 5 friends, and 4 of them have never tagged this 5th friend, played by Jeremy Renner. And they find
yes, the internet's favorite music artist right now.
Oh, yeah,
my!
Wait, what?
Jeremy Renner's releasing an album.
Oh, that's good for him, I suppose.
It feels like a lot.
I mean,
it
yeah.
does.
It seems
but-
interesting, and I will hang
Yeah.
on.
I'm terrified and I'm hyped for it all at the same time.
Yeah, I have literally 0 expectations. Because at this point, like, you know, he's sung before and has a decent singing voice. The rest can be done by computers.
Yeah.
So, like, I wouldn't be shocked if it was okay, because, like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
there's a ton of okay music out there. But anyway, Tag, the story is that these 4 friends are going to team up to tag their 5th friend that they never tagged because they found out that he's getting married and they weren't invited, so they're just going to show up. It turns out they weren't invited because his soon-to-be bride didn't want the tag thing to be a problem, but he's excited to see them. And then, like, insanity ensues, and, like, every tag sequence is kind of in a different genre. Like, one of them feels like an action flick, one of them feels like a suspense thriller, like, just the way they're shot, the way a lot of the scenes are set, and the dialogue is great, like, because most of the time the interactions between these guys are wildly ridiculous and everyone around them is gobsmacked as they just all act like it's natural. It's just it was it was the first comedy I've watched in a long time that was just genuinely fun, that I didn't really have to think about that much. And the cast is really strong, and the joke writing was really strong. Like, I didn't go very long between moments without laughing, which was pretty great. And I won't reveal how it resolves just because I think it's worth watching. But like, it's also one of those movies that reminds me why it's so hard for me to dislike Jeremy Renner, because I genuinely like him in films. I like him as Hawkeye. Hawkeye's one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. And like, I liked him in this movie. He's charismatic. He's funny. He's good at delivery. Like, he's good at shtick. And then probably my highlight of the film is during the credits sequence, the 5 main actors from the film sing by the Crash Test Dummies.
What?
And
Could you sing a sample for me?
Please and thank you.
And then can we...
Once there was this girl who... It was a 90s hit.
No, we need like
the whole
we need
chorus.
like 10
That's it.
seconds
That's all
so
we
we can
get
isolate.
for copyright reasons. That's it.
It's mostly I'm not a singer and don't want to sing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But the whole chorus is mumbled. It's like a big 90s one-hit wonder from the Crash Test Dummies. And so the main cast sing their version of it, and it's goofy and ridiculous.
Cute.
And
Listen, I think there should be more of that in cinema. A post credits like dance scene or musical number, just like have fun with it. How much better would American Sniper have been if like Bradley Cooper had that like fake baby and whoever else was in that movie and they're just like dancing, I think that would really elevated the film.
Gonna go out on a
American
limb and
Sniper.
assume that won't fit the tone, but hey,
Why not?
who am I to
Let's
judge?
do it.
Like, could have brought some levity to the otherwise fairly somber
Exactly.
film.
Yeah. I haven't
That's
seen
true.
American Sniper. I just picked like the
Me neither.
weirdest one I could think of.
But all that said, I really enjoyed the movie. And I also haven't watched a comedy in a while, I'd realized, because I'd mostly, and we talk about this on the podcast a lot, have been seeing event movies.
Yeah.
And so like, while Avengers Endgame had funny moments and a lot of the Marvel films do have funny moments, like it's not the same thing as watching a full-blown comedy. I think the last comedy I intentionally watched that was contemporary was Bridesmaids, which is a long time
That's a
ago
long
at this
time
point.
ago.
Yeah.
Because I recently watched Wayne's World to plug. I was on a podcast called the Let's Rewatch podcast.
Oh, fun.
And it's a podcast where the 4 hosts, or in this case 3 of them because one of them couldn't make it, and sometimes a guest, will rewatch a movie, and they'll record the podcast in 2 parts, before rewatching it and after, and then discuss if it holds
That's
up.
fun.
And
That's a good premise.
and the ru-
Where can
and the
people
rule-
listen to this? It sounds amazing.
So it's actually all over your podcast platforms of choice. It's called Let's Rewatch. We actually tweeted it from the Screen Snark Twitter as well,
There
so
you
you
go.
can find it there.
Come
Yeah, it's great. The movie has to be at least 10 years old for them to revisit it. So no current films, because it defeats the purpose. But we rewatched Wayne's World, and that also is a comedy that has held up really well.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten how much I loved that movie and the soundtrack until we rewatched it, because I haven't watched it probably since college, which was a while ago, let's say.
That's a minute. I can't remember the last time I watched Wayne's World. I think I still lived in the Midwest.
So I highly recommend that as well, and checking out the Let's Rewatch podcast.
Very cool.
I believe they're just at Let's Rewatch on Twitter.
Yeah.
But definitely check that out. But yeah, and so for Tag, my 3-word review of the movie Tag would be, I didn't think of this one ahead of time.
We never do.
No, I used to, sort of.
Don't you guys
But
do
now-
this like every week?
Yeah, but we never prepare. Also,
Every other week.
That's comforting.
I feel like we've said this before, but it's kind of fun to like hold off on it and let your conversation kind of like inform your 3 words. Like you kind of look back
Yeah.
at like what you had to say. This is a hack for anyone who wants to be a guest on Screen Snark at any point. Just get at us. Message
Top
us
pro
on Twitter
tips.
or whatever. Just like let your conversation sort of like inform what you felt was important in that moment, and that really helps
Yeah.
you come up with like 3 words that really like encompass what the movie meant to you. There you go. I gave you time to stall to think, Matt Storm. Now answer the damn question.
Damn, I'm
Thank
sitting
you,
across
Rachel
from, like, a
Quirky
real
Shank.
professional over here.
Yeah.
It's like very intimidating.
My 3-word review will
Uh-huh.
be full physical fun.
Full physical fun. Ooh, I love
With 3 Fs.
alliterations. Ooh.
You're welcome.
Oh my.
Keep that party train going. Alliterations, alterations, allegations. I don't know. I just picked dumb words. It's fine. I don't care. Get over yourselves, internet.
But seriously, if you haven't seen Tag, I highly recommend it.
Cool.
It's a fun flick. You know, all of the cast are really hamming it up quite a bit, and I
Nice.
think it's just a joy to watch.
I love
Great.
it. I love it. All right. I guess I'm on the chopping block.
I guess
Oh
so.
boy. So I have been revisiting an oldie but a goodie. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm bringing some animation to the table.
Excellent.
You know,
So
keeping
excited.
it on brand, watching cartoons for fun. I currently am revisiting the Disney show Gravity Falls.
Oh yes.
Ugh, boy, howdy. The reasoning behind this resurgence in all that is Dipper and Maple Pines is Hulu recently released an app for the Nintendo Switch, which has just made watching Hulu so easy and so handheld and convenient. So I have been watching Hulu on my Nintendo Switch. Yes, that is what I do with my Nintendo Switch. Yes, I do want to play Crypt of the Necrodancer, but hold on a second. I gotta watch Gravity Falls. Get over yourselves, everybody. Just calm it the fuck down. But no, this rewatch is so fun and so joyful, and it reminds me almost every second how much this show rules. It's so good. It's so weird and silly and wonderful, and the voice cast is just crushing it. I just got to rewatch the episode where Dipper and Mabel, spoilers for the show, go back in time a bunch, trying to rig it so Dipper can get with Wendy, but then in the process Mabel loses the pig Waddles, and it's I love it. I love those twins. I love them so much. And I love that whole world that they just build of like this wacky place in Oregon where weird stuff happens. It's also a brilliant companion piece to listening to the most recent Taz arc. The Adventure Zone is doing a Kepler, West Virginia Monster of the Week kind of story arc, and one of the characters played in that, played by Clint McElroy, is very similar to the Grunkle Stan. And it's so charming. I love this show. I love Seuss. I love Wendy. I love Dipper and Mabel and Grunkle Stan and Gideon. And just every character in this show just is perfect. No notes. Just I cannot believe that this show is as good as it is, and it is children's entertainment, quote unquote, because it is so well crafted and so beautiful to look at and so delicious. It's delicious. It's a delicious show.
Yeah,
I could
Gravity
go on
Falls.
forever about this show. I love it.
I don't doubt it for a moment that you could.
Also,
and I feel
also to quote
as
my
strong-
partner John Henry, the OP fucks. That's for you, John.
I like to believe that John Henry listens to our show, but who knows?
He doesn't.
Oh, so we could talk trash.
We could, but why would we? John is amazing.
It's true.
He is pretty
true.
amazing.
I
I
couldn't even if I wanted to. He's a sweetie.
I love the show as well. I dove into it several years ago now. I have a direct connection to one of the voice actors. Is an acquaintance, I'll say, because
Friend
I don't
of
know
the
how.
friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast. But yeah, I really love the show a lot, and I think that a lot of it comes down to A, the voice cast, B, the writing, see the character development, like what you were saying, that like
Yeah.
every character is an existing character.
Yeah, top to bottom, just love it.
And but yeah, I the thing that initially got me into it was friend of the podcast Jason Ritter, who voices Dipper.
Amazing.
Is my spouse knows him. I think they were in school together at one point, or they just worked together on something.
Yeah.
But I've had the privilege of meeting him a few times, and we chatted a bunch. And when I met him the second or third time, he was like, "Oh, by the way, I know you're into like sci-fi stuff. You should totally check out Gravity Falls. It's ended and it's completely on Hulu. I think you might dig it." And so I did. I dove into it, and like I ate it up from minute one. I own my own Dipper Pines cosplay.
Very good. I need to get a Mabel together, and then we need to go somewhere in public.
I feel like I'm missing out. I need to get on this
agree.
show.
Have you not seen Gravity Falls?
Never. I've seen like one episode on cable, but that was like at the beach.
May I, very similar to Steven Universe, tell you this show is very good, and I have feelings about it. It doesn't like wrench your heart in the way that Steven Universe does, but if you like heightened monster mysteries and charming world building.
Oh no, I've only heard good stuff from it, and I do need a new 10-minute cooldown show because
it's 20.
Short
Yeah,
term.
it's short.
You can't watch Gentleman Jack and then just go to bed. You have to cool down a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta watch Adventure Time or Steven Universe or I guess now Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls, it's great. Kristen Schaal, Alex Hirsch.
What?
Jason Ritter.
It's a great cast.
Yeah, it's very good. Also, yes, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that while I love Steven Universe, and I do, I'm not completely caught up. I think I'm a season and a half behind.
Yeah, that's
and I love Steven Universe.
Nobody's no fict.
I do love that show, and it's important for so many reasons. But I will say that I think Gravity Falls is a better show for me because it's a complete story, and the focus is on science fiction in a very different way than like Steven Universe is. Because Steven Universe also has a ton of science fiction in it, but I think what I like about Gravity Falls is that it's kind of like the unknown, and a lot of it is like toying with supernatural. But like for the first season or so, you're not sure if it's actually supernatural or just like randomness. And it's as the show builds, you're like, oh, well, those things are definitely supernatural, but is everything because of that?
Like, no, like that. Even in that first couple episodes, you're like, Bill. You see it and you get it, and then it's like the clues were there, Mr. Police. It's like you could have solved it. It's very good. Just that whole show is riddled with like little in jokes and clues for what's gonna happen. I think every opening there's like a secret whisper that you can decode. It's like
wow.
I always described it as like animated silly Twin Peaks, but I've never seen Twin Peaks. But that's like how I've described it. Like
okay. I've seen Twin Peaks.
Yeah, if you can commit to Twin Peaks, you can commit to Gravity Falls. No worries. As someone who has tried to watch Twin Peaks and is now trying to start a campaign where the internet makes me watch Twin Peaks. It's like Twin Peaks, but like
it's just so
like comedy.
long.
Yeah. I'm gonna be drunk for most of it. It's fine.
Best way to do
it. I think I would highly recommend it as well. I think that what's great about it is it's an easy watch. Like you're talking about coming down after watching more serious shows. And I've hit a point in my life where like movies and TV, like I can watch serious heavy stuff, but it's in limited amounts because the world is so heavy and serious right now that like I need some lighter stuff. And while the story does actually get quite intense later on for reasons, the for the most part the show is really digestible and easy to watch and a lot of fun, and really relatable. Also, like all of the characters.
Best Kristen Schaal performance in the history of her performances. I'm not gonna lie, her Mabel Pines is maybe the most perfect thing I've ever seen.
I'd be inclined to agree. I mean, I like Kristen Schaal in anything she's in, but
this
like
just this chef kiss.
Well, if you had to give a 3-word review for all of Gravity Falls, Rachel Quirky Shank, what would your 3-word review be for an entire series of
I
television.
think I've got it. Darling, demented, delicious.
Okay. I like it. I think that's kind of perfect.
I feel like that's the peak of me describing something on this show. So everyone, thank you so much for listening to Screen Snack. That has been this podcast. Thank you and good night forever.
No.
That felt so right.
It did, and now it just means that you never have to review Gravity Falls ever again.
No, because that's like perfect. And also, it was an alliteration, so keeping that party train toot toot going.
Oh, the pressure is so high right now.
You don't have to. Don't worry. You're the guest. We're the ones who win or lose. You win all the time. You're a winner. Aww. You don't have a podcast, so you're doing great. We have.
You could though.
2. I have 2. You have 3, Matt. 3? 4?
I have 4.
You have 4.
Oh my! You must get up very.
I also
early
have
in
a
the
web
morning.
show, so there's that.
I'm very busy.
Yeah. It's
but
tiring.
now let's move on to our awesome guest, Nate.
Yeah, Nate. What have
you been watching?
brought to us today to discuss?
Well, I watch a lot of stuff because I put stuff on while I'm cooking in the background. But most recently, I've been watching FX The Orville with showrunner Seth MacFarlane. It's a sci-fi kind of reimagining of Star Trek, and it's really great. It just has like an amazing cast. The visual effects as well as the practical effects are super on point. And it just does a really good job of emulating Star Trek without being like, hey, look, this is Star Trek. Do you remember this thing from Star Trek?
Yeah.
Poke, poke.
Wow, that feels very unlike a Seth MacFarlane property.
It's true. And it's like an original universe. There's like enough elements to be like, oh, I see where you borrowed that from,
Nice.
Mr. Fancy Pants. But also, like, it's its own standalone fiction and universe, which makes it interesting to watch.
Oh, cool. Who's in it?
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane.
Okay.
I'm terrible with names.
It's okay.
I
I put you on the spot. I did it. I'm sorry.
the
I
woman who was in
apologize.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh, who played Mockingbird?
Maybe?
Yes. No, I'm telling you.
Okay,
I wasn't.
sure.
I wasn't
Okay.
asking. I'm aware.
I believe you.
I can't remember her name either. She was also in the failed Wonder Woman pilot. She was in John Wick. She plays the assassin that bites it in the first movie.
Oh, spoilers for John Wick.
Yeah, the movie's older at this point.
What was her name? Parker?
I don't know. I can't remember. I want to say Allie Hillis, but that's not right.
Yeah, excuse me.
But-
don't mind me. Talk amongst yourselves. I have
But
to
they
look
also
this
have a
up.
lot of, like,
It's
Ted
important.
Danson is a cameo in a couple
Oh,
episodes.
I
Like,
love Ted Danson.
it's-
When is The Good Place coming back to television? I miss
September. They already put out a date.
It. I can't wait.
I love it.
Yeah, I've watched The Orville as well. I've only seen, I think, the first 5 or 6 episodes, and I do enjoy it. It took me a while to get to it because I just have gotten to a point where I hate Seth MacFarlane a bit.
Perkins. It was Perkins. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
And the actress's name?
Oh, shit. I just...
That thing we...
Adrienne Palicki?
Oh, Adrian Pilecki. Yes, there we
Adrienne
go.
Pilecki. There
But
was. Sorry.
but yeah, I'd hit
I'm not
a
sorry.
point with Seth MacFarlane where I kind of hated everything he did.
Yeah.
Like Family Guy got old. And American Dad was kind of getting tired of watching.
I kind of fell out of favor with him when he hosted an award show and sang all about all the boobs you could see in movies. I was like, bad form,
Yeah.
bud.
I mean, yeah, but also like that award show knew what they were getting by hiring him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like while people were outraged that he did it, it's like, yeah, but he was going to do that. That's
Yeah.
his MO. But so that put me off The Orville for a while, but I finally sat down to watch it because someone said it's pretty close to original Star
Very
Trek,
fun.
Oh, absolutely.
But-
they hit the
but-
tone really well.
but leaning more into the funny. But like most of the tone of the show is still very close to the original Star Trek. And so I started watching it, and I've quite enjoyed what I've seen. The episode I like the best so far is, I think it's the second or third episode. The 2 leads, Seth MacFarlane and Adrian Pilecki, get stuck in a alien zoo
Oh,
as a human
yes.
couple. And it's funny because they used to date. They were a couple, and they've had a falling out, and so like they're forced to live together again. And like, yeah, it's really interesting, especially considering I've started watching Star Trek Discovery. Like, there's a lot of stuff that lines up, and I actually quite enjoy Star Trek Discovery as well, though I haven't gotten that far in that season either, because I'm just watching a little of everything here and there at that point. Like I think most humans are. But I definitely agree, Nate. I think it's if you like Star Trek, you'll like this show because that's pretty much what it is, with a different name and different lore.
Like the menagerie episode, like that's a classic sci-fi like concept of you get captured and get put into a big cage with everybody else. But I don't know, like time and time again throughout this series, like Seth MacFarlane does a good job of not just like, look, we flipped it. It's like, no, it is still this thing that you've known and loved, that people who love Star Trek will love it, and people who like have more like a darker sense of humor and style that really enjoy that. I don't know. I just really love the show. It's just it's a nice, fun one, and it's good to see Seth MacFarlane do something where he can be a little bit more creative with his work and have a bit more depth of character. There are episodes where they tackle gender identity and like gender politics. Like there's an entire planet which is like only male. I'm doing air quotes.
Yeah.
Only male.
Obviously.
It's literally a patriarchy planet, and they fight the patriarchy. It's a very clever show.
Yeah. That's amazing. I was not sure what to expect when you mentioned that you were bringing that to the show today. I love shows that are like, here's a manifestation of toxic masculinity. Gravity Falls does a very good episode similar to that, which is very fun, where Dipper meets the Manitars. Yes.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes. And I was like, oh, this is the one where Dipper fights toxic masculinity. I'm so excited.
A Manitar? It's
Manitar.
Like half man, half man.
Half tar. I think
it's just manly minotaurs.
Yeah, it's just very manly minotaurs.
Oh, okay.
Where he's like, "Oh, are you a minotaur?" He goes, "No, I'm a minotaur, half man, half tar." It's very good. It's very silly.
It's very cute.
It's very ridiculous.
Well, Nate, if you had to summarize all of the Orville that you've seen so far in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Great sci-fi homage.
Nice.
Great sci-fi
nice and
homage.
simple.
Yes.
Like that's it. Like that's all. It's not groundbreaking, but it's a great sci-fi homage, and it's definitely worth watching.
Cool. I dig that. Yeah. There's so many lighthearted things to be watching, as Matt mentioned, in times like these. I was rewatching old episodes of Nathan For You. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this show.
No.
It's very odd.
It is so cringy, and I was super into it because it's just like, this is buck wild. You just put weather balloons on a guy who was too heavy to ride a horse, so now he can ride a horse, but then you're like, we can't let the balloons pop. So they had like giant paddles to like push branches out of the way, and they're like, but what about birds? So they put a scarecrow on a drone. That's the kind of show this is. And it was like, I was about to fall asleep. And John was like, "Ooh, Nathan For You's on Hulu." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, just put that on. I'll go to sleep." And in the first few seconds, I'm like, well, I'm awake forever because this is I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed out by Nathan For You that I could not fall asleep. So I watched Gravity Falls to fall asleep. And I was lulled like a baby in the arms of a lover. Gravity Falls is my lover. It's weird. It's not a thing to say. I'm sorry.
No, I think it's fantastic.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's getting pretty schwitzy in here.
We're boiling.
I got 3 buttons popped.
Well,
I have no buttons to pop currently.
I will not speak to my dress or undress. I will let the minds wander, as it were. Nate, I wanted to ask you the kind of thing I like to ask film or TV related folk who are on
I'm sorry, Matt.
the
Were
show.
you saying something? I drifted off into a world of imagination. Objectifying your co-host. No,
right?
Yeah, it's fun.
I'd say it was the first time, but we both know it's not.
It's true.
So Nate, I wanted to
Yes.
ask, as a chef, actually, there's been a lot of popular films and other things that have had chefs in them. I mean, specifically Jon Favreau's chef movie,
Yeah.
and he's
Julie
doing a TV
and
show
Julia.
now.
Just
But
gonna
like,
name one.
You know I hate Juliet and Julia.
I know.
It's like
TV and movies depict chefs often. Do you find there are any films or TV shows you've seen that depict them in a realistic way that you can get behind, or does it always just feel like movie magic to you as someone who does it professionally?
I think like Chef does a really good job of portraying what it's like to work in a kitchen and things like that. I think there are a lot of good films out there that have gotten a lot more acclaim and bring like what it's like to be in a kitchen and like kind of the attitude other chefs have and around there. Like a lot of the ones you listed are pretty good. Like I recommend Chef, but that's more about like a coming of age story because he works in a food truck and that it's a totally different game. But one
Right.
that I recommend for everyone is Ratatouille. There's a scene in Ratatouille.
Wow, Nate, groundbreaking. Recommending a Pixar animated film to the masses.
Yes.
Woo, who
It's
knew?
Set in France.
Who knew? Of course you love it.
Where I'm from there.
He's from
Yes.
France. He's not a conehead. He's from France.
We are from France.
We are from France.
That's a very old reference.
I once-
It is a very old
I
reference
once
that
dressed
I
up
appreciate.
as a conehead for Halloween one year in college. I was very into original SNL at the time. I was, what was her name? Lorraine Newman. So, I'm sorry to derail this. I just really, I'm on this now and I have to finish that. I'm so sorry. I and some of my college friends were super into original SNL with like, Lorraine Newman and like, other people who were in it, Gilda Radner, and so we decided to be the original cast of SNL. So we showed up to the party dressed in like what we imagined these people would look like, you know, just like regular street clothes, whatever, you know, looking very like 70s. And then throughout the night, we changed costumes to be characters that they played on the original SNL. So like I put on like a wig and a suit, and I was Lorraine Newman as Katharine Hepburn, and then at the end of the night, we were like coneheads. It was great. That's it. I'm sorry. I derailed it. Go ahead, Ratatouille.
Well, no. We have to go back now because if you were Katharine Hepburn, that means you did a Katharine Hepburn impression, which now we have to
Oh,
hear.
no. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna say the thing that I said to get into the Katharine Hepburn voice. A leopard? A leopard? A leopard.
You don't disappoint.
I'd really rather not. A leopard. It was just because I watched Bringing Up Baby at around the same time. So like the
Right.
way she said a leopard was the best. It was like it was like music from the gods to me, where I was just like, this is the best thing ever. And then watching Lorraine Newman do the impression, I was like, why is this everything that I've ever wanted as a college student in the late aughts? Things were wrong with me as a young person that only escalated as an older person.
I try not to judge. Loudly, anyway.
I appreciate it. Anyway,
No, I know.
Ratatouille. Come on.
No, there's a scene in Ratatouille where I forgot her name. The woman chef is teaching Linguini how to cook.
His name was Linguini.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
She
love this
has a
movie.
real person name. The
Yeah.
only reason I remember him is because he has Linguini. She's teaching Linguini how to cook. She's like, keep your arms in. Your apron should be dirty, and you should have clean sleeves. Those are the marks of a chef. What are you doing over here? Clean up this mess. If I ever see your station clean, I will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
There's like that whole scene. That is how you operate in a kitchen. Like, just follow those rules, and you're set. I will say there is a lot of representation, and like I think Gordon Ramsay definitely played a big part in this, and a lot of like famous chefs for like this idea that you have to be this dominating force.
Yeah.
As a chef, like if someone messes with you, you have to flip their plate, you know, kind of situation.
Like that very aggro chef.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
we just don't have time for in real life. It's just more like, just make it again. That's literally all the time and energy we have to expend on like a messed up dish.
Yeah.
You have to like really try very hard. My chef has never thrown a plate at anyone.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of that representation though, like because of the influence of Ramsay in Hell's Kitchen, just like really angry and like really over the top. A movie that I was in called The Devil's Restaurant featured a chef who was very aggressive during, and it was interesting because they were very aggressive during like chef hour time, but then like kind of sweet whenever they were off the clock. They were like, "Oh, do you want me to call you an Uber?" That's my impression of that guy, whoever he was. I forgot. I think he was somebody kind of famous. It's fine. I don't care. But yeah, just like that's very strange. Like the meanest thing that a chef ever did to me while I was working in restaurants was call me the R word. Yeah, that was weird. But why? I don't know, but they did. But
Can you mouth it for me? Because I don't.
Oh, the R word? Yeah, that one.
Okay.
You're welcome. And, like, that was the meanest thing. Most of the time, he just kept to himself, but he was just, like, really mad that day. And I was like, maybe don't use an ableist slur at me, but whatever. But my other chefs were super nice. Like, one kept calling me Katy Perry because I had brightly colored hair. And I was like, thank you for that, you sweet angel.
No, I mean,
Oh, Katy Perry, the Stockholm Syndrome of music.
I love her. Twitch. Twitch.
I'm very happy here.
Yeah,
Listen,
I
if
think...
you have to listen to Prism all day and talk about Prism all day, you will have Stockholm Syndrome about Katy Perry too.
That's true.
Backlog
This is a
episode
reference...
of Crash Chords with
This is a reference
Afterbirth
to-
Monkey. Oh, I
It's
forgot
reference
about
to
that.
another podcast.
Fuck! I forgot about that. She's in a
at this
burger
point-
costume to me now, and it's fine.
At this point, we're making inside jokes about other podcasts that we've been on before we did podcasts together.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Thank you, Matt.
there's that.
I was feeling a little lost. there.
Crash Chords. Look
Yeah,
in the
my old
backlog.
I had a music review podcast ages ago that's
Yeah.
now currently on hiatus. And when
Oh.
Rachel and her bandmate Mark were on it, they brought Prism by Katy Perry, which we reviewed together.
Mark
as a
thought
group,
it would be
and
very funny.
It wasn't.
And it wasn't, because we had to listen to all of Prism like twice.
I've
And
never.
So now what I'm going to have to do is when this episode publishes, I'm going to have to link to that episode so people can listen to this insanity.
I have to listen to it now.
I mean, I've never heard Prism. So
I think I've
There you go.
purposely forgotten a lot of Prism because I was like, yeah, that's the one that's got the songs.
It's
on
got
it.
birthday. It's got
Thank you. Birthday and does that one
I don't
have
think that-
Roar on it?
that was Roar. Yeah, it was
Roar,
birthday.
Birthday.
Roar.
Right.
Extraterrestrial.
Oh, extraterrestrial, yeah. Make me a bird. That's all we can do for copyright. It's fine.
Well, Nate, another thing I wanted to ask actually is, are you able to watch? We were talking earlier about how you do watch some reality TV cooking shows. Do they infuriate you more than normal humans because, like, you could see things that, like, the contestants or judges may not see?
I'm trying to suss out if this is gonna be like a specifically Nate question or just like a chef question.
Well, like, I actually have a background in like film and theater.
Yeah.
So like watching reality TV shows, I can see the cut. I see where they took a break. I see where they reset the plate. Like, you know, part of that takes it away from me. I don't know. It's a little infuriating for me to watch like The Final Table or shows like that are like big contests. I don't know. Personally, I don't really enjoy the who does it best kind of thing because a lot of food is flavor and that's subjective. It's really what you want to eat.
Yeah.
And like if you like octopus in an orange sauce, that's you know.
That's your bag.
Like, and to judge one dish from another, you know, it's a personal philosophy kind of issue. But
we can all agree Great British Bake Off is the best thing.
you know,
that's
I've
ever happened.
actually never seen any episode of the Great British Bake Off.
My goodness.
I was gonna say I recommend Nailed It because I love watching that.
I love Nailed It. Nailed It is amazing.
That's good cooking reality TV because
Yeah,
it's
for
not like
sure.
you can just enjoy it. It's like watching an episode of CSI. You're like, this is nonsense.
It also has the capacity to be visually interesting in a way that I think a lot of other cooking shows just can't because, like, while that cake is very beautiful, it's as to quote once again John Henry, it's just a bunch of fondant bullshit. And that's what I
Yeah.
really like about the Bake Off, because it's not just a bunch of fondant bullshit. They're making breads, and they're making ciabattas, and they're making
Very cool.
puddings and crisps and all kinds of wonderful baked goods. It's not just like this is all pastries. It's like
Yeah.
these are savory things. But a really great meme that went around very recently about the Bake Off, if I may, was someone has a goal to get on the Bake Off and make something with all the flavors that Paul Hollywood doesn't like. And so when Paul Hollywood tries it, he's like, I don't like these flavors. The person can be like, I know. It's very, like, the people who watch GBBO, like, they're loving it right now. They're, like, so into that joke, because I am, for sure.
Well,
Everyone who
that's good.
doesn't, it's to the people I'm actually addressing. I'm sorry. It was on my brain today. I'm really hot.
Yeah, I know. I think you're really hot too.
Thank you.
It's also warm
You're
in this
welcome.
room.
It's also very warm here.
Well, before we start to wrap up, something that I wanted to actually also ask our guest is
Ooh.
something that people might be surprised that you like, considering that like I assume, since you're a chef
And French.
you're and French, that people bring you things that are related to those two things, like cooking stuff or, you know, advances in cooking, TV shows about that kind of things. Is there anything that you watch, both TV or movies, that people might be surprised you like that's outside of what people perceive?
I kind of got lost in that question.
What do you like that people might be surprised you like?
What do you like that sort of defies your identity as a French alpaca chef?
I really like. So this is a thing that because I would come back during the summers. I really love garbage food, like Twinkies and fudge rounds and Burger King, and every now and then I just have to have it, and it's awful and it feels terrible. Like 10 minutes after, not even, but like, oh, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than just
Do you
putting
have
garbage in your mouth.
Do you have like a show that sort of does that for you as well? Like
Not really.
kind of like that gets like your heart, where you're kind of like, ooh, I'm flying in the face of who I am to watch this. Like the way I feel about
I guess Versailles.
Versailles. I'm not. You know what? That
Versailles.
that feels very apt.
So like everyone speaks with a British accent except the English people, because they have a French accent.
Weird.
It's very confusing, and they don't shoot at Versailles. They shoot at Fontainebleau, which is another castle.
Excuse me. What? Fontainebleau?
It sounds better in French.
Say it in French.
Fontainebleau.
Oh, that's better. Yeah. Fontainebleau.
I have to put an American affect on French words, or people think I'm pretentious.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Yeah, fucking.
That's
Would you like a
suck
creme
here.
brulee, or would you like a creme brulee?
I'm not mad. I'm not
Oh.
mad. I don't give a fuck. Say it however you want, except for a croissant, because like you just can't. Like
Croissant.
See,
you can do it.
It's-
I can't.
it's
Like,
funny that you bring that up, actually, because I was
Croissant.
watching one of the GQ review things where like
Oh,
they
no.
have you peel most commonly searched questions or whatever, and it was with the three main kids from Spider-Man. And they all ragged on Tom Holland and dunked on him for the way he says croissant, because he says
Croissant.
it like that. And like it was just the other Zendaya and the other bloke
Zendaya
dunking
is
on him. And it was great.
and LeBron James is Squonky. Danny DeVito is Dorgle. It's
Are
fine.
you done? I don't want to interrupt, you know, if you're having
Comment
a
is don't keep it.
moment.
And Zendaya is Michi.
I mean,
Gina
we're-
Rodriguez is Kolka. And Zendaya is Michi. I'm fine. Thank you.
are you fine?
I'm fine. That's the whole song. It's over.
Okay.
It's all.
It's over.
That's all there is.
Okay.
It's very hot in
It's
here.
very hot in this room.
Well, then we should wrap up this
Let's
show.
get out of here so I can turn the air conditioning back on.
Nate, thank you for being on the
Nate,
show.
thank
It's been
you.
great having
Thank you for
you.
having
Thank
me.
you
It's been a pleasure.
for being a part of this breakdown.
It's been great fun.
Yeah.
Love talking movies.
I like I said, and I mean it sincerely. I like hearing professionals from places outside of media, even if they have a theater background, talk about media from a different perspective. It's just more interesting to me because, like, I know a lot of nerds who are in media, and it's like, okay, that's a take I've heard before. But
Yeah.
so thank you for providing variety to our the spice of life that is our show, Screen Snark.
Salt Bay.
I'm glad to broaden the horizons of your viewers, listeners, of them too.
Excellent.
Yeah. Where can our listeners locate you if you would like to be located by them?
If you would like to check out my Instagram, you can check out the French Alpaca, but underscores instead of spaces, or my website, which is FrenchAlpacaStudio.com.
There it is. There it is.
Gluten-free it's a gluten-free recipes, and also sometimes I do videos when I have time to edit it. I'm not very good at it.
You might see
Rachel's
it. If
on
you
one.
look at a backlog, you might see a familiar face.
It's like it's right up there because
Yeah.
there's not many recipes on there.
Cooking
I'm a
to
working
impress.
professional.
It's fine. We're busy. It's cool. Everyone's fine. Video editing is a lot harder than doing a podcast. Not
That is
to
true.
shit on our podcast, but as someone who's
Our podcast is awesome.
our podcast is edited by me, and honestly, it's pretty easy. There you go. I find it very simple. I take notes on where we fucked up, and then I just cut that part out. It's very hot in here, but you know what? I'm still gonna just give you the business.
If you would like to check out other shows on the network we're on, which is Certain POV, you should definitely go to certainpov.com.
Yeah, check out the great works there. There's real movie news and reviews, an up-to-date analysis of films that are in theaters and the news surrounding them.
Very cool.
You can definitely check out my gaming podcast, both of them, Reignite, which focuses on the Mass Effect trilogy of games for now at least, and Fun and Games with Matt and Jeff, which is a more general looking at tropes in the industry kind of gaming podcast if you're into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We have podcasts on the network about movies, TV, video games, Superman, all sorts of stuff. So definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
You can also go to our Discord server where we have channels for all of the shows
Yeah,
where you can
you
chat
can
with
talk
us.
to us, and if you want, I can forward over Nate's favorite recipe. If you just say, "Hey, send me that recipe," on our Discord server channel, which is Screen Snark current
Yes.
episode discussion. That one.
Correct.
That
one.
You know, I go there.
That one.
I go there all the time. I don't ignore Discord forever. Not at all. Ask me for recipes. I love that.
And of course, if you want to follow us on social media, we are at screen_snark on Twitter. And we are also screensnark@gmail.com.
Yeah.
If you want to send us an email the old-fashioned way, you can find us.
Emailed us? I don't have access to our email.
I'm
No,
going to
we
email.
never get emails.
Nate's gonna email us a recipe.
Sweet.
I hope.
And of
It'll be a Screen Snark exclusive.
Ooh.
I'll have to watch some Gravity Falls and be inspired.
Oh, okay. I
Or-
like that.
I don't know. I'm tired.
It's
Sorry.
fine. It's hot. It's hot in here.
I've been up since 5.
But yeah, before we depart and ask you the final question of the episode, which I didn't tell you about because I'm sneaky.
Sneaky.
Thank you so much to John Presnell for the use of the song Aurora off the album Fair Game featuring Stefan Remble.
And of course, thank you to Katie Bug for our incredible logo for the podcast.
Yeah, go check them out. John Presnell, Katie Bug, look them up, find them. Commission them for things.
Exactly.
Give them all your money.
Do it.
You
Take
should.
your money and just shove it in their face.
Just throw it at them. If they have, find out if they have Patreons and donate to them because they do good works. John and Katie, you do good works, and I love you both. And I'm very hot and sweaty, and I'm turning into an impression of something. Anyway,
I was gonna say you're turning into a deli person.
I would wish if only I worked in a deli. That'd be great. Nate, our final question that we have for you. In the wide world of visual media, certain elements repeat themselves. We call them tropes. And if you could choose any one trope from the array of visual media to be true in your life, one that you could take and make come true, what would you choose?
That's tough.
I know. It's why I waited.
I wish she told me so I
Nope,
could prepare.
Never.
No,
That's
it's
not
better.
how
We
that's
get
not
better
how we
stuff
do.
when it's on the spot.
Yeah.
A trope that I would want in my life. Just
I will say my trope this week because I just feel like my tropes change all the time. I because I am very hot. I wish that when I was sad it would rain. I'm not particularly sad right now, but I could get sad for some fucking rain to fall on me. It'd be great. I'm very warm.
Oh, I wish that the 80s movie trope of doing like a montage
Yes.
clothing shopping would happen anytime I go shopping, because I hate shopping and I wish I could just get like a cycle of outfits going and then like, there we go, you got it.
And then you walk out with the bag. Like, that's it.
You
It's
bought
just
all
like,
the outfits.
You know, it's just someone plays Zendaya as Michi while you put on clothes, and like 52 seconds later, there you are with like your bags and you're leaving and you're excited. I love that. That's a very good trope.
Yes.
It's a very good trope. I love
Well
it.
chose.
Well chose. My bros.
Sure.
Sure. It's hot.
Why not?
Ooh, good rhyme.
I have been your host, Matt, aka Stormageddon,
I have been your host, Rachel Corgi Shank.
and we will see you at the movies or on a couch near you.
Bye.
Adios.
Aurora, 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 Aurora. Metal to magnet, she will be mine. Aurora.
Should I call them movie fans?
I was gonna. I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Now we're not just movies anymore.
What do you... Snarkies?
Hey there, Snarkies.
No.
You cannot.
It's gotta be organic.
Screenies. Hello,
Screenies.
Screenies.
I mean, lovely.
Screenies is definitely
Right.
cuter than Snarkies,
Yeah,
I think.
Screenies.
Do as you will, I will trust your judgment.
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be really stupid. I hope you're prepared.
Oh, I'm not.
Hey Nerferders, my name is Case Aiken, and for over 2 years I've hosted my show, Another Pass, where I sit down with interesting guests to talk about movies that we find fascinating but flawed. Good movies, bad movies, doesn't matter. We find ways that they could have been improved. So if you ever thought that a sequel dropped the ball by forgetting about a plotline, that an epic could have been saved by introducing the director to an editor, or that a comedy didn't work hard enough to have some substance behind the laughs, then check out Another Pass podcast at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.